Kitchen update, day 12. So at this point I'm at 30 hours and I spent about $400. And what's been done? So first of all, ceiling is now down, as you could see from my previous videos. Most of the beams, as is going to be exposed beams, they are polished and kind of nice. Everything or most of it is cleaned up and the kitchen has been removed. So the ceiling down, this is what it looks like now. And there was actually 5 layers of things that you had to take down to get it all down. The first was a plasterboard. It was just basically a cover. And then there was actually hay. The hay. And then we had this thick wooden boards that were holding up a layer of clay, about 10 centimeters of clay, and this was so nasty. It dried up and was this really fine powder black stuff that was just everywhere, and I had nightmares for 2 days from this clay. And then the wallpaper you can see here, I don't really know what they were thinking, but this was actually on and ripped most of this down. And then the beams, they're going to be exposed, so they have to look nice, and they started out like this and now they more or less look like this, all of them. So what's needed to be done here was, first of all, there were a lot of nails and unevenness in them that we had to polish away, and then the wallpaper or whatever it is had to be removed. And this is actually the majority of the 30 hours was actually doing this, and I kind of guess we did something wrong, because it shouldn't take 30 hours to get them clean, but it did. Everything was so time demanding and so uneven, so you couldn't use a sandpapering machine. You had to do a lot of it by hand, and use the machine just took forever. And at some places the wallpaper actually grown into the tree almost, so it took forever to get it out. So this was very time demanding, but it's going to be nice when it's done. As for the cleaning, I spent a lot of time looking at different options, and this is a great tip I have for you. You can actually go to places and get one of these bags. It's going to cost you about 100 Danish kroner, or about $10, something like that. And then you fill it up to 1,500 kilos, and you call them and they come pick it up for you for about $100 in total. And this is so much better than every other option that I found. If you want some waste management company to come do it, it's going to be 3 or 4 times as much. If you're going to do it yourself, you have to get access to a truck, you have to get some kind of bag to fill up, and you have to find a station to put it at. And it's also time demanding. This is very, very fast. We think that it was about 1,500 kilos. This bag is going to be picked up tonight actually, so and they didn't call yet, so I guess it was below 1,500 kilos. And I should mention that the apartment, it doesn't have an elevator, so we have to carry it all 4 steps by hand, so about 1,500 kilos. So this was also very time demanding. Putting it all down, like using the sledgehammer or the crowbar to take it down, was very fun. Cleaning up afterwards was not as fun. So this more or less took us a day's work to just clean up the mess we made. Then the kitchen, I actually did this today, and I was not sure that I should do this, because everybody was telling me, oh, it's not easy, you need to be very careful when you do this. But this turned out to be a lie. It was very, very easy. And of course, if you ask a handyman, he's going to tell you it's complicated and you might mess up, but it was so easy. The only thing you actually can mess up is the water. But what I had was 2 of these things, and you just switch the knob here, and that cuts off the water, and you disconnect it. And everything else was more or less like Lego. You just picked out pot by pot, and it took me probably less than 3 hours, and it cost me nothing to remove the entire kitchen, and it got very clean. I couldn't imagine a handyman doing it better, because yeah, it's pretty much as it should look. And I got a couple of offers from companies saying that, okay, we'll do it for you, it's going to be about $500. So here is a very nice way to save some money. and we're replacing everything, so you don't need to be careful with anything. It's just, if it doesn't come off, you can more or less use wireless to break it off. But it was so easy, and now knowing what I know now, I do it in an hour. So what's to be done? A new kitchen is going to be we looked at a couple of different options and compare prices, and it looks like the HTH will have a very nice option for about $2,000 in total, and we're going to pick it up ourselves and we're going to put it in ourselves, so 100% ourselves. That makes an entire new kitchen with all the like the build up of the kitchen, the yeah, everything, for about $2,000. And the fan, we bought this already, was $600, so it's going to be a very cheap kitchen. The new ceiling is going to cost me plasterboards and paint and some screws, and it's about $200 in total. And if we count the oil for the beams, it's about $50 it's going to take to finish these beams. And of course the bathroom still is a kind of a problem, because we haven't found anyone to do it yet. We have a couple of options, and the cheapest one is actually around 100,000 kroners, and they can do it pretty fast, but we're still waiting for a couple of more prices. And the reason for me not doing it is because I'm not allowed to. And that's the end of the slide. I think I have a couple of videos. I'll upload them after this presentation so you can see what's going on. So see you later.